Welcome today. I'm Paige Mudd, executive editor at the Richmond Times-Dispatch, and I'm joined today ahead of our weather event by Sean Sublette, who's our meteorologist here at the Richmond Times-Dispatch, and Jim Duncan, veteran retired meteorologist for Channel 12 here in Richmond. So, guys, we've got some snow coming this weekend. What can you tell us about the latest timing for this event?
Yeah, thanks, Paige, and Jim. Thanks for joining us for the chat today. When we think about Metro Richmond specifically, we're thinking probably less and less snow all the time. There's a lot of suggestions that there's going to be some snow, but then ice and then rain. But regarding the timing, probably more in line with the early afternoon on Sunday. So don't get up Sunday morning thinking there's going to be a lot of snow on the ground. There's not. In fact, as late as midday, there may not be a whole lot going on. But as we get into the afternoon on Sunday, and ultimately Sunday evening, I think that's when the precipitation comes down fast and furious. I think the big problem we have still, or still issue we have, is the type of precipitation. It just does not look like we're going to get a lot of snow in Metro Richmond. There will probably be a little bit, but not much. I think we're going to have an issue with some ice, then ultimately rain and wind. Now, I know, Jim, you and I were talking a little earlier. How do you what's your real concern as we go forward into the afternoon, evening with the ice situation?
Yeah, and we had discussed this, Sean. Of course, after that burst of snow for maybe a couple hours, it's that the cold, low levels of the air, below freezing, that typical situation here. So the concern is, how long will we see freezing rain and temperatures hanging in below 32, and more specifically below 30 degrees, which is even a more dangerous level for us. So that's the concern, and I do have some concern that if we have an extended period, a few hours of freezing rain Sunday afternoon, there could be some icing issues even around here, and especially west of here, as you mentioned. So.
Yeah, I think that's really a little bigger concern immediately west of Richmond and the county to the west. So there's still a little time to keep an eye on that. Paige?
So talk to us about the impact around the Richmond region. Where is it going to be worse? Where is it going to be not so bad? Where can I go sledding? What time should I go sledding?
Yeah, don't go sledding. There's no sledding. I kind of imagine, and Jim, two meteorologists will have slightly different opinions on this. I kind of imagine waking up first thing on Monday morning, everything is done. It's windy and cold, and there's like an inch of this slush on surfaces. I mean, I would not expect at all nice 4, 5, 6 inches of snow Monday morning. No. I'm just not in that mode at all, unfortunately.
No, it's not a sledding snow. I mean, if you're going to do any of that, it'd be probably the first 2 hours when it's coming down Sunday. After that, it's really messy, Sean. Would we agree on that? It's going to be just kind of a messy late afternoon, evening. And then Monday morning, it's basically over.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's probably over several hours before daybreak, Paige.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the aspects of the storm that you're still not certain about?
I'm a little more optimistic than Jim, to be fair, that we'll see a change over to entirely rain towards 6 or 7 p.m. But as Jim and I were talking, 2 or 3 hours before that changeover, considering how heavy the precipitation is going to be at that time, does make a humongous amount of difference between, there's a little bit of a sheen on things compared to things are starting to be weighed down by ice. Jim,
yeah. I do think it's any snow, if there's an inch or two of snow on power lines and tree limbs, and then you get the freezing rain on top of that, that does tend to stick as ice and it gets heavier. So, maybe some power outages and that concern as well. So yeah, and Sean mentioned, I am a little more worried about the freezing rain aspect, but again, it really depends on the timing of that, when that temperature warms up above freezing. So
yeah, we're talking about 2 or 3 hours difference, a degree or two difference. Fortunately, we're still about a day and a half from the precipitation starting, so there's time to tweak things even further. So don't check out on Saturday thinking, well, it's all set, because there are certainly going to be some nuances between now and then, Paige.
And for people, a lot of people don't have school or work on Monday because of King Day. Heading into Tuesday, is it too soon to say what the morning commute's going to look like, or you think it's going to be just fine?
My guess is by then for Metro Richmond, it's fine. We should still nudge into the upper 30s on Monday. So anything that's kind of wet probably dries out or is cleared off. But again, I don't think there's going to be a lot of goop on the ground, much past about an inch or so when you wake up on Monday morning. So I'd imagine by Tuesday, everything is going to start to get back to normal, at least here in the metro area. Farther west, we've probably going to have some bigger issues.
I think, again, that's good. A lot of it's going to wash away by Monday morning. A lot of it washing away. So it's just that residual slush with areas to the west where they're still dealing with maybe outages and things like that that could have an impact.
Okay, so certainly nothing like the storm that we experienced a week and a half ago.
The timing is fortuitous on this because it's not during morning rush hour, when you're getting 3 inches per hour of snow. So
yeah, and on a Monday morning right after a weekend when a lot of people aren't paying as much attention. So it's a very different system. The thing about this one is that it's evolving over a much longer period of time. We'll be able to watch this one coming 4, 5, 6 days out compared to this thing a week and a half ago, which really kicked up in 2 days.
Well, thanks for the updates, and we'll check back in.